Hey yo, what's going on everybody? It's Tylarious, aka Ty Killington. Yeah, man. Alright, before we get started in this video, let me make this clear. Nobody is as upset or unwanting of Mark II vehicles as myself. However, the cat is already out of the bag, we have them, and it so happens to be the Mark II Oppressor is one of, if not the best vehicle for money grinders. I know it's used by trolls and things like that, but again, the vehicle is the vehicle. The person using it makes it what it is. So since the cat is out of the bag and we are where we are now with GTA 5 Online with a lot of weaponized and futuristic type vehicles, once again I'm not happy with it, but if they're going to continue down this road, this video is talking about the top 10 vehicles that I think should have a Mark II upgrade and could be actually quite useful, especially for the money grinder. Now we'll start off with right here, the Buzzard. I think the Buzzard is long overdue for a really cool upgrade. I mean, think of all the stuff that we have out now. You could have flares on this guy, added armor to where it takes at least one explosive, laser cannons, it could drop bombs, maybe different types of bombs like cluster bombs that are smaller and don't do as much damage, but you have a lot of them. I mean, I think they'd be pretty cool. You know, maybe some rocket boosting, kind of like the Mark II, where it's like every so often you get like a little bit of a boost. I think that would be really interesting to have. Next up, and I think a lot of you guys will probably not be so sure how to react to this, but just stick with me here, okay? Stick with me. I would hate this, but I do think it would be cool if they did a Mark II upgrade for the laser. Now, you're like, Ty, what do you mean? The laser is already pretty OP. Well, think about this, okay? If they were to do this with a Mark II upgrade, what if they turned the laser into a type of stealth fighter, like a F-22 or a F-35, where you're just simply not on the radar? Now, I get it. I know. Stop. Quit. I get it. I know. It would be terrible. But if they're going to do that, you know, you could combat with other stealth fighter lasers. Of course, the price for the laser is already $6 million. They could add on another 5 or 10 million, whatever they want for the upgrade to make it, you know, a bit more unobtainable. But I think that would be cool. You know, put some flares on it, stuff like that. Maybe some laser cannons instead of the ones that are, but they're still explosive. So I think that would be some pretty cool stuff they could do with the laser. Once again, it's an old vehicle in the game. As you see right here, it would be nice to have flares on it. So many other planes and vehicles already have flares anyways. I don't think that'd be a major issue. So I do think that could be manageable and could in some way be balanced. I know, though, I get it. I already feel your rage, because that would make me rage as well. But I would have it and I would use it. So anyways, next up, one of my favorite vehicles, one of the most important vehicles to have in GTA 5 Online, regardless, the armored Karuma. Once again, a very old vehicle, came out during the heists way back in the day in 2015, 4 years ago. I would love to see a Mark II variant with the armored Karuma. Now, the armored Karuma is already the best vehicle against small arms fire from NPCs. Maybe not from like actual players. It's pretty good against that as well. If players are shooting at you in this with small arms. But against NPCs, there's no vehicle better than the armored Karuma, and I've already proven that. But it would be nice to see an upgrade where maybe it had some machine guns on it, some landmines, and maybe it could take a rocket or two to give you that added protection. I think that would be really cool to have as a Mark II variant with the armored Karuma. It's not that expensive of a vehicle, especially considering prices today, and I think that could be manageable and balanceable as well. So, speaking of the armored Karuma, the Duke of Death. Now, the Duke of Death is kind of like a cousin to the armored Karuma, where it doesn't protect you as well from small arms fire, but it does absorb one explosive RPG from a NPC or a player. So that is actually really cool. Now, you know, you kind of have to take one or the other with the armored Karuma, but if you had a Mark II upgrade, it'd be very nice to see this vehicle have some more armor plating against small arms fire, still be able to take a rocket or two for the explosive protection, and maybe add some cool things like the blades that the arena vehicles have, where you could flip cars out of the way and kill people as you just kind of coast by them. Maybe drop some landmines or whatever, some oil slick stuff. Maybe have a machine gun or something like that in the hood. I think that would be really cool to have with the Duke of Death, and it'd be a really nice addition for a Mark II variant. And once again, good car regardless, but can be made even better. Here's one I think that a lot of people wouldn't think about or realize, but if I bring this up, you'd be like, oh yeah, that would be a great idea. What about the Cargo Bob? The Cargo Bob, it could have an awesome Mark II variant where if you play the heist, the Cargo Bob has a giant magnetic plate on the bottom where it picks up your Karuma and the original Fleeca job in the heist. What if you could Mark II and add that magnetic little I don't know, plate or grabber or whatever they call it? That would be really cool. That big old magnet dish that could pick up vehicles. That'd be great for import-export. It already does absorb a RPG or an explosive missile. Maybe you could add a couple more on there. Add a variant where you have some maybe some rockets on there, some rocket propulsion. Have some offensive capability where you could shoot some weapons with some players and things like that, or even from the pilot. I think that would be a awesome addition and a really cool Mark II variant for the Cargo Bob. What about this guy? Oh my god, this is one of the first times I've even flown this vehicle, but I've been actually thinking about this for a long time. The Annihilator would be an awesome addition to have a Mark II variant. It has 4 miniguns on it. What if you could make those like laser guns, or have an upgrade to where you only have 2 of the miniguns, but the other 2 are barrage missiles, and they fire 7 or 10 rounds from a barrage style missile attack. I think that would be really cool. Have some laser cannons on there as the miniguns, plus some barrage missiles. Maybe even add some homing missiles to it. Add some more armor to it as well. The ability to drop some bombs, have some flares on it. That would be really cool. I think you could do a lot with this vehicle because it's got the 4 miniguns on there, the quad minigun setup. It's actually kind of decent against other aerial vehicles, especially choppers. As you see right here, I'm kind of messing around with these police choppers. So you could have a lot of fun with some barrages on there. You could hold your friends in here as well, have some extra armor. They could be shooting out for maybe side-mounted guns, dropping some bombs. I think that would be really cool. There's a lot of, once again, maybe you could have a stealth version of this, kind of like the Akula style, right? Where you can do these things, you can hide product. You have another option now besides the Akula. I think you could really have some fun with that. And sticking with the choppers, man, if any chopper ever deserved to have a armor upgrade, it is the Valkyrie. The Valkyrie has a lot of offensive armor. You've got 2 side-mounted miniguns. You have a passenger-fired cannon in the front, but the pilot can't shoot anything. There's no offensive capability for the pilot, so it requires you to have passengers. However, it only takes 1 rocket to destroy it, so you have no defensive capability. There's no flares, nothing. It's actually a decent flying chopper. It's pretty quick. It's got good maneuverability, but I would love to see a Mark II variant to where it added some armor, maybe gave the pilot an option to have some offensive capability, drop some bombs, maybe pop some flares, all these different things they have in there. It'd be, I think, definitely worthwhile. If they don't do anything with an Annihilator, they could add this, or vice versa. There's some really cool options. I think that'd be really fun. Have some homing rockets on there. Maybe it could be some kind of command center where you fire multiple missiles from a different vehicle or something like that. That would be awesome. Now, stick with me on this. Everyone is talking about a naval DLC. What if Rockstar, maybe if they're not doing that, they kind of have a hybrid? What if you could turn your yacht into a Mark II variant, where the yacht now, if you pay for an upgrade, say 5, 6, 7, 8 million, whatever it is, right? It had to be something crazy. You basically turn your yacht into a naval battleship, where you have cannons that could reach, land. You've got torpedoes that you could fire. All the boats that come with it, like the dinghy and the speedophiles and things like that, they have torpedoes, and you could launch them with your friends to attack other people's yachts and have a whole new mission kind of based activities to do with these. I think that would be awesome. You'd have missiles that you could fire, and it would actually give the players a more interactive style gameplay with the yacht. I think that would be really, really cool. So here we have the Zentorno. The Zentorno already looks like it's a Mark II variant of something. It's very aggressive. It looks battle ready. But we don't have a true supercar style, kind of like the armored Karuma or the Duke of Death. I would love to see a vehicle like the Zentorno, especially an older vehicle, one that's been out for a long time, but still very, very cool to drive around. have some armor added to it, have the ability to maybe have those blades on the front or side to flip cars around, be able to take small arms fire and a explosive, drop some mines. Maybe have some machine guns on there. Maybe have like an ejector seat where you can eject out your passenger or something. That'd be really cool. Have maybe like a rocket kind of a boost like the Vigilante or the Scramjet. You know, that would be some pretty cool stuff right there. But it's designed to be able to, you know, take a little bit of extra damage so you could use it for running crates or in heists or just going over some missions. I think that would be really, really awesome. Now, this guy right here, I know, once again, I know what you're thinking. You're like, Ty, come on, it's the Jetpack. But what if there was a Mark II variant of the Jetpack that changed it how it worked? Instead of being a jetpack, you got a jetpack exoskeleton on your character. Kind of like a hybrid between the Juggernaut suit and this guy right here, where instead of flying around in the jetpack, it gave you a really good boost, and you were able to jump around. You could leap on top of buildings. You could go, you know, you could scale walls, go from block to block quite easily. And it was kind of like a modern day exoskeleton suit for your player. It was able to absorb maybe some bullets and things like that. I think that would be awesome. That really adds some cool dynamic to the game. And talk about some free mode battling. I mean, that would, once again, I know, I get it. I hate that the game has gone this direction, but the cat is out of the bag. It's already there. It's already happening. So if they do decide to continue with this, you know, I think those would be some really cool features and vehicles that they could use a Mark II variant upgrade with. What do you guys think? I want to know. Tell me what you think in the comments down below. What vehicles would you want to see a Mark II upgrade for? All right, follow me on Twitter at TylariousYT, Instagram Tylarious_YT. Check out my merchandise at Redbubble, Spreadshirt, and Teespring.com. Just search Tylarious. Subscribe to the channel for the ill surreals content in the game. Make sure you smash that like button. You guys stay dangerous. Peace out.